All right, everybody, we have got our mini preview and season win total predictions here for the Los Angeles Chargers. This is episode 17 as we go right through the NFL. And here we are back in the AFC West. Over under at 9.5 for the Chargers, minus 128 to the over, plus 104 to the under. And we are going to go over 9.5 for this Los Angeles Chargers team. So let's jump on into it and take a look. Head coach Brandon Staley, he had a bad year last year, period. He had that whole thing week 17 and all that, but his decision making came down from the year before. And the year before, he was one of the better ones in the NFL, and he kind of just gave in to the pressure. It feels like last year, just peer pressure maybe, and was just holding back a lot, and it cost the Chargers plenty. I hope he steps back up and comes back to the decision making from like 2 years ago. I think he will. Especially if they get some confidence out of the offense, but it was very weird, and hopefully he can step up. I don't think he's as bad as some of the other guys say in terms of just coach decision-making. His defensive stuff, maybe, but just in terms of decision-making, I don't think he's that bad or as bad as other people say, but we'll see. Then the offensive coordinator, Kellen Moore, comes in. This is a step up just in scheme because it's a better fit for Herbert and these wide receivers. They're going to be more aggressive. They're going to be throwing downfield more. I don't think Kellen Moore is the second coming or anything like that. I think he's a little bit overrated, but just in terms of scheme and fit, this is a jump up for the Chargers. And then defensive coordinator will mostly go to Staley. That's probably his biggest knock because he hasn't been great calling plays on defense recently, but we'll get through it, or he'll get through it as it goes. But let's jump into the roster. Justin Herbert, obviously a top 5, 6, 7 quarterback, wherever you want to put him. An elite quarterback, just got paid, and continues to be very, very good. He probably deserves flack for different things, but just pure talent. This is an elite quarterback. And he should benefit from Kellen Moore as well. He'll be throwing downfield more. He won't be tossing it to Eckler every time. And he'll be more aggressive where he can show off that really, really good arm. He had that throw last year where broken ribs, threw it way downfield there. An incredible throw against the Chiefs. That throw sticks with me. I don't know why. It's just an incredible throw, but it just shows off his pure talent at the quarterback position, and hopefully Kellen Moore unlocks a little bit more of it. Then we get to the offensive line. It's a good line. If Schlater comes back and he's playing really well, that should be a big step up. Soller can go inside and play guard. He played tackle as Schlater was out, and he had a good year. He should be pretty good at guard. Lindsley's really good at center. Right side's probably the weakest point. You get Pipkins at right tackle, which is probably the weakest spot. Johnson in the middle, but if Pipkins can really step up and have a good year at right tackle, this should be a really good line. Running back room stays the same. Eckler, he's a good running back. He's not a bruiser, so when the offensive line can't really run block for him, he's not going to make the best of those situations. But once he's in space, he's really good at making people miss. Isaiah Spiller, Joshua Kelly, nice 1-2 behind him. So it's a pretty good running back room. Wide receiver room. This is a fun one. The potential here is really crazy, but we can pull it back just a little bit. Keenan Allen, Mike Williams, obviously really good players, though injuries kind of hold them back. So hopefully they stay healthy for the whole year. Quentin Johnson gets added. He is a really good playmaker, really good yard after catch kind of guy, quick. He's not going to make a ton of contested catches, I don't think. That was probably his knock coming out of TCU, but everything else he's really good at, and that's another dimension here. And then Joshua Palmer is still a really good player, and he'll be the 4 here, and he'll probably get plenty of time if the other 2 can't stay healthy. So this is a really fun wide receiver room. Tight end room, not too bad. Everett continues to play well, especially in this system here. Parham, he has the traits, hasn't really put them together yet, so we're going to have to see if he can get them going, because he's really, as he said, he's got the traits. If he could step up and take a step, that would be huge. And then Trey McKitty's probably the 3rd guy. He's not too bad himself. D-line, this could be an issue. Joey Bosa is obviously incredible, and he lifts the floor of this line on his own. He'll have to stay healthy for the whole year. If he does not stay healthy, the rest of this line is not good. If Joey Bosa were to go out game 1 and just miss the season, this is a horrible defensive line, and there would be huge issues all the way through the season. Khalil Mack's not that guy he was a couple years ago. He's slowly declining. He'll need to step up a little bit this year. Interior line is just not good. The run defense is horrible. The pass rushing is almost non-existent. Fox was probably their best player last year, and he was bad. Joseph Day is bad. Johnson was bad. The interior is not good, and they really didn't fix it. So I worry quite a bit. Run defense especially, but they've added in the linebacker room. Kendricks comes in to help with that. Hopefully he can. He's a better run defender than he is a pass defender. He was really not good pass defending last year. Murray just needs to step up altogether. He was really bad in the run game, not much better in the pass game. So there's going to be a potential problem here in pass coverage here, but hopefully Kendricks can come in and help the run defense just a little bit. And then Drew Tranquill's gone, so that's pretty much all their coverage at linebacker gone right there. So they're going to need to do something. We'll see. And then secondary. This is a team with a nice floor and a really high ceiling. If J.C. Jackson can come back and step in and really do something, whether he does or not, I'm not sure. He's coming off a big injury, obviously. He's getting some reps in 7-on-7s right now in training camp and stuff like that. We'll see when he's ready to go. And he didn't really play well last year until until he got hurt. So he'll need to come in, get over an injury, and play well. It's a lot to ask, but if he can, this is a really high ceiling here. Asante Samuel, Michael Davis, they played really well as the 1-2 last year. And they'll play as the 1-2 again to start the season, I assume. Derwin James, obviously a top 2, 3, 4 safety, wherever you want to put him. He's obviously incredible. And then you get Woods and Gilman will probably fight out for that last spot. They're both different. They both do different things, so they'll probably both get playing time next to Derwin James. But it's a nice floor, a really high ceiling. Whether they get there or not depends solely on J.C. Jackson. It feels like they're paying him, so I hope so. But we'll move into the schedule. And the schedule is not easy. It's a tough one. There are no really bad teams on it. I guess Las Vegas, but that's in division. So even if they're really bad, is it anything? Home to Miami, where they played Miami really well last year. We'll see again. At Tennessee is a tough matchup for them. At Minnesota can score. Las Vegas, and then a really gross early bye. You don't like those early byes, especially if you want to contend. Dallas, Kansas City, away from home. Chicago at the Jets, out of the bye. Really tough stretch. Kansas City in general on your schedule sucks, but you get them twice, and then right after Dallas. Jets could be improved. Then Detroit, who can move the ball, at Green Bay. 2 back-to-back in the NFC North. Not easy. And then the toughest stretch coming down to the end. Baltimore at New England, Denver at Las Vegas, Buffalo at Denver, Kansas City. A lot of in division there. Denver could be better, probably will be better. Kansas City's in there. Buffalo's in there. Baltimore's in there. Away to New England's not easy. So if this team starts off really slow, like, what do we got? 1, 2. Like, if we start 4-4, coming down the stretch, getting into the playoffs, it's not going to be easy. It's going to be very difficult with the way this schedule ends. So this is a very difficult schedule. There aren't too many gimmies. The biggest gimme I'd give to Las Vegas at home probably, but as I said, that's in division again. So we'll see, but we are going to go over 9.5 anyway. That being said, all these games are coin flips pretty much. If you give them the Vegas win at home, I get this at like 9.5, maybe up to 10, but we're going to go over 9.5 here. This is a good football team. Its ceiling is really high, and that is why we're going over 9.5, guys. Tomorrow we will have a new team, new episode, and look forward to it.